optimal results, the single most important factor is intensity of effort. The results you realize will be totally dependent on the energy you put forth. So give it your all and realize your ambitions. This is your host, Mike Mentzer, wishing you much success with high-intensity training.
Some people may say that Mike Mentzer did not view his physique with low-value workouts or high-intensity training. And while that is true, what a lot of people don't know is that Mike almost gave up his bodybuilding career entirely because of how much time he was spending at the gym and not getting the result he wanted. In his Heavy Duty 1 book, he wrote,
and started training 6 days a week for up to 3 hours per session. And as I wasn't making progress doing that, I assumed I'd have to train 4 hours a day, but wasn't sure at that point it was worth it. As I was working 12-hour shifts in the Air Force, working a part-time job, trying to spend as much time as possible with my girlfriend, the thought of training 4 hours a day wasn't very appealing. Just as I was about to forsake my dream of ever becoming a bodybuilding champion, I met Casey Viator, who introduced me to Arthur Jones, who introduced me to high-intensity training theory. During a 1-hour phone call, Mr. Jones disabused me of the notion that I was an expert on the subject. He launched into an impassioned disquisition on the subject of the fundamentals of anaerobic exercise physiology. I was stunned, not just about what he said, which was brilliant, but more so how he said it.
You can stop the video here and read the entire page. Now, here's Mike Mentzer first routine, 3 times a week.
Here now is the basic 3-day routine meant to be performed every other day with a 2-day rest on weekends. It is a full body workout that can be used by athletes, bodybuilders, and anyone interested in increasing overall strength and fitness. As a basic routine designed to work all the major muscle groups, it can be used by even advanced trainees with positive results.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see.
As you can see, this was a full body workout performed 3 times a week in a high intensity fashion. Now, this routine can be very dangerous for a beginner for a couple of reasons that he learned later on in his career. Number 1, the frequency is too high, meaning he was working too frequent, which, as you know, is not main pillar of high intensity training. 2, the volume is too high. And 3, the intensity is too high. What do I mean by the intensity being too high? While high intensity training is good, the more intense you work out, it is not with this type of routine. If any of you guys have ever done a high intensity workout, then you damn well know that performing a squat or deadlift alone in a given workout will nearly kill you. So imagine doing it 3 times a week, both exercise in the same workout. That's a big no-no, brother. That's why I said in the beginning, this is my Mentzer routine 2 times a week, because I don't know if anyone can or should do it for more than 2 times a week without dying or making any long-term progress. I personally tried the routine and it took me too long to complete, almost 2 hours, and after like 6 exercises, I was already done. Since then, I made the routine 10 times better. For anyone that would like to know, check the link below where it said link book and check the ebook.
And here now is a 4-day split routine that can be used by bodybuilders who have grown accustomed to the stresses of regular training. The scheme is to work half the body on Mondays and Thursdays, and the other half on Tuesdays and Fridays, with Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays off for rest. We'll begin by looking at Mondays and Thursdays, and then continue by looking at Tuesdays and Fridays.
The leg extension is the only exercise that effectively isolates the frontal thighs. After this, immediately move on to perform squats. These should be performed in superset fashion, immediately after reaching positive failure on the preceding leg extensions. Only perform 2 cycles. Since squats involve the use of much heavier weight, proper caution should be exercised. Choose a weight that allows about 10 repetitions and stop at the point of positive failure. To round off your leg workout, do not forget to work the antagonistic muscles at the rear of your thighs, commonly referred to as the hamstring muscles. Perform leg curls for only 1 set, up to positive failure, to ensure balanced development over the entire leg. Perform 2 to 3 sets of toe raises. This is an exercise where full extension and complete contraction are absolutely essential to adequately work the calves. The next muscle group in your routine will be the pectoral muscles of the chest. Dumbbell flies serve as a tool to pre-exhaust the muscles. Take this exercise to positive failure and immediately perform incline presses with either a barbell or dumbbells. Do 2 cycles of this and no more. The pre-exhaust phase allows the pectoral muscles to contract closer to 100% of their momentary ability. Do not allow more than 3 seconds between exercises. The last muscle to be worked on the Monday-Thursday schedule will be the triceps. Triceps extensions, when performed strictly, serve as an excellent isolation exercise. Ensure that the elbows point straight up. Follow this immediately with a compound movement. Dips will serve to complete this phase. 2 cycles are all that's required. This concludes the first half of our split routine. Now, let's move on to the second half, to be performed on Tuesdays and Fridays. Lat machine pull-downs are a very good exercise for isolating the lats. Perform all movements in a deliberate style and make sure the bar touches the chest. Upon reaching positive failure, proceed immediately to perform bent-over barbell rows. The row will serve as our compound movement. All motion should be strict and deliberate, taking care that the bar touches the chest. Perform the rows to total failure and attempt to complete 2 full cycles. The next group to be exercised is the trapezius of the upper back. Do a set of shrugs to positive failure and immediately proceed to upright barbell rows for the compound phase. The traps will receive a thorough workout through pre-exhaustion techniques. Complete 2 cycles and do no more. Next, we'll move on to work the deltoid muscle. Lateral raises effectively serve as an isolation movement. From here, immediately proceed to the press behind the neck. Perform 2 cycles in a high-intensity style. To finish the deltoid group, it is suggested to perform 2 sets of bent-over laterals, going to positive failure. The only muscle group that remains to be worked is the biceps. As with previous muscles, we will first pre-exhaust them by performing a set of barbell curls to positive failure, and immediately following with a set of palms-up chin-ups. Due to the additional muscles involved, a few extra repetitions can be carried out.
From training full body 3 times a week, he made his second high-intensity training workout routine 4 times a week. As you can see, going from 3 to 4 times a week sounds like it's more, but in reality it's not, because now he's splitting the body into half, giving his body to rest more. I guess he found out what I was saying before, so he went on to split it into less body part, making it better for the reason mentioned.
You will start by training once every 4 days on a 4-workout protocol. Write down the words day 1 close to the upper left-hand corner of your paper, and then write the word chest. Next to it, the number 1. Exercise number 1 for the pecs will be pec deck for 6 to 10 reps to failure. And if you don't have access to a pec deck, then flat bench dumbbell flies or cable crosses may be substituted. Exercise number 2 for the pecs will be the incline press, preferably on a machine such as the Smith, Hammer, Icarian, or Nautilus. If you don't have any machine for the incline press, You may perform either regular free weight barbell incline presses or incline dumbbell presses. Exercise number 2 should be performed for 1 to 3 reps, not 6 to 10, 1 to 3 reps. All right, now write down the word back, still under day 1. Write down the word back. Exercise number 1 for the back will be close grip, palms up pull downs, 6 to 10 repetitions. Directly underneath that, write down the number 2, which will be regular style, not stiff-legged, but regular deadlifts. There is no superset here, by the way. There will be no superset unless I specify. And where there is no superset, you may rest as long as necessary, but no longer. If you have problems with your lower back, shrugs may be substituted, and do 6 to 10 reps to failure. That's all on day 1. Just 4 total sets. Then 96 hours or 4 days later is day 2. On day 2, you will train legs. The first exercise is leg extensions, supersetted with exercise number 2, leg press. If you don't have a leg press, substitute squats, preferably in a Smith machine. You're not going to be doing leg curls for a while. Just because an exercise is done traditionally for a certain muscle doesn't mean, of course, that you are morally or legally bound to do it all year round. Besides, the hamstrings will receive sufficient stimulation for now from the deadlift and the leg press and the squat. I would like to make a very important point here.
These routines are meant to serve as guidelines. They are not intended to restrict your training. Certain exercises can easily be substituted, so feel free to be creative. The important thing to remember is to adhere to the basic underlying tenets of high-intensity training. This is not to suggest, however, that various other types of equipment could not be used just as effectively. You may even find that certain types of equipment suit your individual temperament. Various combinations of equipment can be used with varying degrees of success depending upon your goal and effect desired. Whatever you choose, free weights or machines, no one piece of equipment is capable of working magic.
After the leg extension leg press superset, take a rest. Go drink some water, walk around the gym for a minute or 2. Then finish up quite simply with a set of standing calf raises, 12 to 20 reps. And that is it for day 2. On day 3, you'll train delts and arms. For delts, you start out with dumbbell laterals. Some people call them side raises, 6 to 10 reps. After a brief rest, but no superset here, proceed to exercise number 2 for delts. Either bend over dumbbell laterals, or if one is available, sit in a pec deck backwards and work your rear delts 6 to 10 reps here too. After delts, you'll work your arms. Exercise number 1 for arms is barbell curls, 6 to 10. And that is a straight bar, not an easy curl bar. Easy curls do not work the biceps. They work the brachialis on the outer part of the arm. Exercise number 2 for the arms is tricep press downs with either a straight bar or a V bar, but do not use a rope. 6 to 10 reps for the tricep press down. And if a press down machine is not available, perform 1 set of lying French presses for 6 to 10 reps. Immediately after the press downs, in superset fashion, proceed to dips between parallel bars for 3 to 5 reps to failure, 3 to 5. If you can do more than 5 reps with your body weight, then add weight. 96 hours later is day 4. Legs, yes, legs again. This time you will start with leg extensions and follow immediately in superset fashion with Smith machine or free weight squats, but don't do hack squats. You will perform the leg extensions differently this time, using approximately 30 pounds more than the last time when you perform the leg extension with the leg press. You will do but 1 positive rep, lifting the lower legs until they are in the straight leg lock knee position. You will hold that position statically. This is called a static hold rep. The weight will be sufficiently heavy so that you're limited to holding the straight leg lock knee position for approximately 10 to 25 seconds. Then proceed immediately to the squat and perform 8 to 15 reps to failure. Take a rest for a couple minutes, go get some water, and finish once again with a set of standing calf raises, 12 to 20.
Notice how, as time went on, he learned more and more how dangerous and intense high intensity really is. he started to reduce the amount of exercise in a given workout and the frequency as well. I feel though that Mike Mentzer got overly obsessed with resting and had people resting longer than they should or needed it on his last workout routine. But I think that using the knowledge that he learned on the third routine once a week is more ideal for the first two routines, because it's too much work in a day and will naturally make you feel more tired. What I mean is, in the full body workout routine, that would be more ideal to take 4-day rest, and in the half a body split, because you're working so much muscle in one given workout, it's okay to take more rest time. But in a day that you're only doing chest and back for sets, I don't think you really need that, unless you, like I said, man, you just fucked up. But in an effort to make this work for anyone looking to train high intensity trainer, beginner to intermediate, I took the time to analyze his workout routine plus my own knowledge and experience as being a personal trainer, and made a full body workout ebook that you can adjust to your lifestyle and make consistent gain working 1 to 3 times a week. If you're interested, just check the link below where it says Lean Bulk ebook, and I'll see you there.